Many people seek external recognition as if that validates their success. But honestly, I've never cared about the approval of others. For me, success is measured by concrete results, by what we truly create and deliver to the world. What others think about your work is volatile. Today you may be a genius, tomorrow you could be seen as a failure. If I had based my decisions on others' opinions, I would never have reached where I am today. Recognition is fleeting, inconsistent, and not something you should chase after. What really matters is to stay focused on your goals, on what you know you need to do. When I launched SpaceX, many said it was madness. They said creating a private space company was impossible, and I should pursue something safer. But what would have happened if I had sought that external validation? Nothing significant. What makes the difference is the ability to keep moving forward, even when everyone is criticizing you, because you deeply believe in what you are building. I have always worked with a simple principle: focus on progress, on what I am delivering, without getting distracted by public opinion. If you keep seeking approval from people, you will end up limiting yourself, doing what is acceptable, what pleases the majority. But great innovations, great achievements, are rarely popular at first. When you are committed to your vision, recognition may or may not come. That doesn't matter. What's important is that you clearly know you are moving in the right direction. If you are not seeking external approval, then what should you really be pursuing? The answer is simple: excellence. There is no path to lasting success without total dedication to quality. I have always believed that if you are going to do something, you need to commit to doing it the best way possible. And this is not just a motto, it's a requirement. Most people settle for what's acceptable, for what works. That's not enough. What differentiates a great idea from something ordinary is how much you are willing to raise the bar. When I founded Tesla, the intention was not just to create any electric car. The goal was to build the best car possible in every sense: efficiency, design, performance. We were not interested in being just another one. The mission has always been to be the benchmark of excellence. Pursuing excellence means paying attention to the details, to the smallest components that may seem insignificant at first glance, but make all the difference in the final result. Often, it is these details that set you apart in the market. The ability to see beyond the obvious, to not settle for what is good enough, is what transforms a product or service into something extraordinary. I apply this in everything I do, whether in rocket development at SpaceX or in advancements in clean energy with Tesla. Personal excellence is also vital. You need to strive to be the best version of yourself, constantly. It means not accepting anything less than what you know you are capable of achieving. Of course, there are moments when things don't go as planned, but that's part of the process. The difference lies in the attitude of always seeking to improve, of not settling for what has already been done. Striving for excellence naturally leads us to another important truth: personal growth. If you want to build something great, you cannot get stuck on immediate pleasures. Success does not come with shortcuts. Many people seek instant gratification. They want quick results, easy rewards. But I have learned throughout my journey that true progress only happens when you are willing to make sacrifices. I have always believed that the greatest achievements come from decisions based on solid principles, not on momentary impulses. When you make decisions driven by immediate pleasure, you are merely reacting to the present. But when you act with a long-term vision, with careful reflection on what truly matters, that's when growth begins. Launching SpaceX, for example, was not a decision that offered immediate rewards. In fact, it was a series of sacrifices. But by prioritizing the future, a future I believed was worth pursuing, we built something revolutionary. Personal growth requires discipline, and that is non-negotiable. Denying immediate satisfaction is not easy. We all feel the temptation to seek what gives us quick pleasure. But if you really want to reach a higher level, you need to learn to delay those rewards. I'm a strong advocate for the idea that every choice we make has a cost, and sometimes the price of success is giving up moments of comfort now in exchange for something greater later on. Seeking money is natural, but focusing only on that limits true long-term potential. I have always seen that the most important decisions are not those that bring quick gains, but those that build something sustainable and meaningful. When I created Tesla, the goal was not immediate profit, but to transform the automotive industry and accelerate the transition to renewable energy. This required a vision far beyond short-term financial return. Building something that truly impacts the future requires patience and vision. Money can be a consequence, but the focus needs to be on creating opportunities that grow over time, something with the potential to transform markets, technologies, or even people's lives. That's how true value is built, something that persists long after the initial gains. When you have a long-term vision, as we discussed earlier, it's easy to feel drawn to multiple opportunities at the same time. But here's the point. True success comes when you focus on one thing at a time. Many talented entrepreneurs fall into the trap of wanting to do everything at once, believing that this maximizes their potential. The reality, however, is that spreading your attention dilutes your ability to execute with excellence. I have always focused on solving one specific problem at a time, whether it's creating a revolutionary electric car or building reusable rockets. This requires discipline, but it is the key to transforming ideas into concrete results. Focusing on one goal at a time doesn't mean playing it safe. On the contrary, at some point, you will need to take risks if you truly want to transcend. The path to something great involves stepping out of your comfort zone and facing the unknown. When I decided to invest in SpaceX, many considered it an absurd risk. But if I had chosen safety, SpaceX wouldn't exist today. Transcending means accepting that the path will be uncertain, that failures will happen, but that the greatest results come when you bravely venture into the unknown with courage and vision. Taking risks is part of any significant endeavor. Great achievements, such as creating a company that redefines industries, require you to be willing to bet big. Safety may be comfortable, but it rarely leads to extraordinary accomplishments. When we talk about achieving great results, it's not enough to just focus or take risks. Personal growth also needs to be treated with the same seriousness and intentionality. Many people believe that growth happens over time, naturally. I completely disagree. If you really want to evolve, you need to be active in that process. Growth doesn't happen by chance. You need to seek knowledge, be disciplined, and always be alert to the opportunities that arise. It's not just about learning from mistakes, but about continuously looking for new ways to improve. However, this pursuit of growth can be exhausting if you lose sight of the why behind it all. One of the most effective ways to maintain focus and motivation is to constantly revisit your vision. I do this all the time. Whenever things get tough, and they do, I remind myself of the impact I want to make. I envision the world we are building with technologies like electric cars and space travel, and that energizes me to keep going. When you remember the reasons behind your actions, the people who will be impacted, and the life you wish to create, it becomes easier to endure the challenges along the way. The key to achieving financial freedom is not about how much time you work, but about the results you generate. Many people cling to the idea of exchanging hours for money, but that mindset limits long-term growth potential. True independence comes when you start focusing on the results you can create, and the best way to do that is through entrepreneurship. When you build a business, you begin to control your time and the fruits of your labor. However, entrepreneurship is a process that requires patience. No business becomes profitable overnight, and this is something many people forget when starting their journeys. I experienced this with PayPal. In the beginning, we were not generating profits, and many might have considered that a failure, but the long-term vision was clear. The value of a business is not just in immediate results, but in its growth potential over time. A business that may not seem profitable at the start can still hold immense value if you look beyond the short term. The secret is understanding that the battles you face today are building something much greater for the future. This long-term vision is what sustains great companies. It's not just about focusing on current numbers, but about seeing how your business can grow and impact the market in the coming years. Of course, it requires resilience. You will face challenges and moments when everything seems to be going against you. But keeping your focus on where you want to go makes all the difference. Companies like Tesla and SpaceX, which many doubted in the beginning, only reached where they are because the goal was never immediate profit, but the creation of something that would transform the future. Having a brilliant idea means nothing if you don't take action. This is an essential point. Many people are afraid to share their ideas or put them into practice, fearing they will be copied or that they will fail. But the reality is that ideas only have value when executed. Steve Jobs didn't turn Apple into a giant just by having a great idea. He had the courage to put it into action, even knowing he could fail. It is this execution that creates innovation, transforming a simple vision into a market-changing product. I see this all the time. People with great ideas that never make it off the ground. They wait for the perfect moment, which never comes, and end up paralyzed by fear. But what truly matters is the willingness to take risks and work hard to bring those ideas to life. Execution is what separates dreamers from doers. In the end, it's not the idea that changes the world, but your ability to make it happen. Moreover, crises will always be an inevitable part of the process. But here's the difference. While some see crises as moments to retreat, others see them as opportunities. I have always believed that crises reveal weaknesses, not to discourage, but so we can correct them and evolve. What many see as a problem, I see as a chance to grow. The greatest innovations often arise from the need to solve an urgent problem. Those who thrive in times of crisis are the ones who look at challenges and see them as opportunities for transformation. In moments of uncertainty, people tend to freeze, but it's precisely during these times that great entrepreneurs stand out. There is no evolution without difficulty. When you adopt this mindset, crises stop being threats and become catalysts for success.